Hey guys, it's Klaiton Wolff here, and I'm here part of the G Papyrus interviewing Cale Jausel for the second episode of Faith and Fishin. Cale, how are you doing this evening?
Good, thanks.
Ready for the storm?
No, I'm not ready for it to start snowing, but I'm ready to start deer hunting. So,
At least fishing season's over.
It's over for a little bit. Start back up in February.
February? What's your first event? Do you know where it is?
Yeah, we go down to Sam Rayburn in Texas.
Okay, so a big event.
It's a big one, long ways away.
All right. Well, while we're just talking, how about you introduce yourself, where you're from, where you went to high school, stuff like that.
My name's Cale Jausel. I'm a junior at Greenville University. I'm from Peteneville, Illinois. Went to Peteneville Community High School.
All right. So let's just jump right into the whole faith and fishing part. Did you belong to a denomination before you came here? And if so, what was it?
I grew up Presbyterian,
Okay.
but I haven't kind of bounced around a little bit. My neighbor is a Baptist preacher, so I've kind of bounced back and forth. But I don't really belong to any of them.
So I don't know much about Presbyterians. So what I guess is the main difference between what you see now and when you go back home?
Kind of the main difference I feel like Presbyterians, from my knowledge, take a lot of stuff directly from the book, and they don't really try to change the interpretation too much. It's almost straightforward, pretty much. It's not 100% straightforward, but it's really close.
All right. Now we're going to get to a brutally honest question. How is your relationship with God?
It's been better than what it is right now, but I'm working on it. I kind of, this last year, I kind of slipped up a little bit, but I think I'm starting on the right path. I'm going to try a little harder to work at that.
And going from that, what has been your journey through faith so far up to here? Like, has anything helped or hurt your relationship with God? Or
Yeah, I had a rough year last year. A lot of family stuff go down, and I kind of drifted away. Now I'm starting to see that I should probably start drifting towards again.
Right.
I know a lot of people say that stuff happening at home, stuff happening with family brings them closer, and it was kind of the opposite with me. So I'm definitely working on that. I'm definitely trying to get back to where I was before everything went down.
So where does fishing intertwine with this relationship you have? Like, what has fishing done to either help or hurt your relationship with God?
I feel like fishing has helped. I think the main reason that it helps is because as a junior in college, I'm traveling the country, seeing some of the most beautiful places in the world, and you just have to take a step back from that. Take a step back from everything you're seeing and say, He created this. That this was His creation. This is His doing. And I like nature. I like being outside. I like animals. So that kind of helps as well. You know, you're chasing fish around the lake and realizing once kind of take a step back from it all and say, you know, He put all these here for us to use, which in turn helps me out, helps me think that way.
This summer, I spent a lot of time in New York. I actually stayed there from the end of May to about the beginning of August, close to. I played baseball up there, but it was such a small area that me and a couple buddies from the Greenville team, we went up there together. We actually got our fishing license and fished around New York. And from what you said about like the beautiful places, I mean, we got up one morning, got to the lake at 6 a.m. and we watched the sunrise.
It's beautiful.
Like
there's nothing like seeing like sunrise, being on the water before the sun comes up, and going down south and stuff. There's places down there that, you know, it make you question how else it would get here.
Yeah.
It's a really good experience.
Now, I just asked you about how fishing helped your relationship. Has being a part of the Greenville Bass Fishing team affected your faith?
I would just kind of put that in with the same thing as just traveling the country with these guys. Chris kind of talked about this in the last episode of this, that we kind of have each other's backs. We do mess with each other a lot, and there's a lot of joking around and messing around, but those guys really we all have each other's backs, and I think that helps. You know, traveling the country by yourself, you know, you got to go with people, and going with these guys that really truly do. We all care about each other, and we're there to help each other out. It helps a lot.
Well, I thank you for being honest with me throughout this thing, especially when it came to number 3, your relationship with God. And I'm glad you're working on it to get back to where you want to be. And we were talking before this, and you mentioned you have a podcast coming.
Yeah, I've been working on it. We've kind of been talking about it for a year or 2 now, that trying to get the team a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind of taking matters into my own hands. I'm going to start hosting the Bass Cast here. We're recording tomorrow, first show, I guess, but I have to edit and all that. So.
And tomorrow's the 15th, in case this video comes out later than the date.
Yeah. So I don't imagine that it'll be up next week. It'll probably be a couple weeks or on school next week. So
I mean, you guys have had a hard like long season so far. I mean, tough season.
It's a very long, drawn out season, and you definitely have to just look at one tournament, brush that off, go to the next one. If that one doesn't go good, brush that one off, go to the next. I mean, when you have a season that lasts all year, like we're getting here, we're gonna get 2 months off.
Right.
And go right back at it again. The month of March, there's a possibility for the month of March between three tournaments and 2 shows there's a possibility you can miss school for, I think we said 4 weeks. So, very busy season.
Right.
So I'd like to talk about that stuff, and I feel like maybe a podcast would probably be the best way to get people introduced to it, maybe ask questions and start thinking about it a little bit more. I know that we're kind of the black sheep on this campus, I feel like, a little bit. Like, people are still a little green to the idea of it being a competitive thing. So I think that's the best way to kind of get people involved and thinking about it a little bit.
Right. Well, what's your thing about, like, it all being, like, the black area? And, like, I feel like a lot of this campus isn't really from this area, so they don't really understand, like, people fish competitively, not for fun with bobbers and corn dogs.
Right.
You guys are out there using $400 reel and rods with $20 lures or jigs, you know?
Yeah, I totally understand, and it's not those people's fault they don't know. But
right.
It's the fastest growing collegiate sport to this day that has ever been created. Is what their call to fame is. That it's no sport has picked up this much ground in so little time. So it's pretty awesome. It's a cool thing to follow, and I think Greenville guys, we got a good shot at being nationally recognized. I think as of today we were 36th in the nation.